Awesome. Thank you. Koisikiriza. Rembo rwangorera rutanadhira. Now, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Karibu sana. Then wa KDM jitakuwa Jeremy Damaris. Today I'm very happy. Todo gainia ginya muda nyonge. Na ninashukuru sana kwa sababu ya kuwa hapa. Unajua na jana watu waliniambia wewe JD ongea Kiswahili wacha kuongea Kikuyu. Because now I'm expanding my viewership. Niko na watu wengi sana wananifuata na niambia JD wacha kuongea Kikuyu tunataka kufuata. And welcome. Here in America it's 8:20. 8:20 actually here in Alabama. You know America kuna wengine wako 2 hours behind. Here in America, here in Alabama is actually 8:20. Na karibu sana. Na niliwaambia nitakuwa nikikuja every day this time. Tukanyihia huwae, tunapunguza jioni. Kuna watu wanaendaga kulala ikifika saa 11, ama saa 1, ama saa 2, saa 3. But of course, even if I'll be here 2 hours, it's very important. Tuna touch base na ninakukaribisha sana. Kwa hivyo, kule mahali popote uliko, kama hiyo ndio Kiswahili mzuri, karibu sana. Welcome. Watu wa Kansas City. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Amen. Na Kansas, nimesikia Kansas kuna wa Kamba wengi sana. Kansas. Kule kwa Reverend Zioka. Na mchungaji rafiki yangu anaitwa Pastor Mashari. Mtu akimuona amsalimie sana. Pastor Mashari kutoka upande wa Kansas. Lakini anakuanga kule upande wa Wichita, Kansas. Thank you very, very much. Na muniite tena. Siku niita wakati tu mlikuwa na harambee. Na wakati mlifungua kanisa hamjaniita. Tafadhali niiteni huko. Watu wa Minnesota. Thank you. Kule kwa kina Mere B. Salimikeni sana watu wa Minnesota. Kuna my friend ako huko anaitwa Mama Kayae. Na Mama Kayae nitakutafuta. Mama Kayae ako Minnesota saa hizi. Aliniandikia akaniambia ako Minnesota. So Mama Kayae nitakutafuta. Labda kesho nitakuhost hapa utuambie Minnesota kuna kupeleka namna gani. Welcome to America. Of course aliniambia ameenda kutembelea kijana yake na tunashukuru sana. Ukiwa watu wa Minnesota, Mama Kayae ako Minnesota. Mpeni kazi ama mumuite awasalimie. Unajua those are the legends. When wamekuwa in Kenya for the longest. Mimi nikikuwa mtoto nilikuwa na stick kwa TV nikitangazama vitibi. Sasa when I say Mama Kayae is in Minnesota, mtafuteni watu wa Minnesota, let her feel at home. Wacha pia yeye ajienjoy maisha ya Marekani. Anyway, thank you very much. Karibuni sana mahali popote mlipo. America ni kubwa sana. We have 50 states. I mean, siwezi mention nyinyi wote, but of course wale watu wa Seattle. Seattle ni nyumbani. Thank you. Wakiongozwa na Mary Koikoi. Asante sana. My best and my good friend Mary Koikoi. Siku hizi tunamuita Mrs. Countryman. Salimikana sana Mary Koikoi. And of course nisalimia my good friend anaitwa Grace Njoki akiwa pale upande wa Seattle pia ni rafiki yangu sana. Niko na Joan Wambui pia, niko na Monica Mwaura, niko na Margaret Dongo, niko na wengi sana, Frank Wanikuregai, niko na Ruth Shilows, niko na niko na watu wengi sana mabesta wangu pale upande wa Seattle. Niko na Bishop Jenga wa One Word, niko na Pastor Elizabeth, niko na Pastor Esther, niko na Serena. Wote ni marafiki zangu. Salimikeni sana mkiwa upande wa Seattle na karibuni sana this evening. And then niko na Rakeli Wito anakuanga uko upande wa Seattle. Karibuni sana ndani ya KDM. Well, Jeremy Damaris TV as well. Watu wako YouTube tafadhalini karibuni sana. Ukipata hii video mimi leo hii as you can see nilisema nitakuwa nikileta this hour. Hakuna mambo mingi kama vile tunakuaga hapa chini ya maji nini na nini hapana. So hii ni kuleta information. Information is the key. I have a lot of people ambao wananiulizanga, JD, mimi nataka kwenda America. I'm a nurse. I'm a this. I'm a that. Nitaenda namna gani? Na because information is power. That is what we're going to be tackling tonight. And of course, starting from 9 p.m. That it means it's the next 40 minutes. I'll be hosting one of my good friend anaitwa Timo the Kiranga. Timo, tunamitanga Timo. Timo is one of those nurses from Kenya. Ambao wamekuja hapa Marekani. Now he's based in Texas. Amefanya kazi ya nurse Kenya. Amekuja na agency fulani. Na si yeye peke yake ni watu wengi sana wamekuja na hiyo agency. And they are working here. And that's why we said we're going to be telling our people the truth. Waacha kupoteza pesa. There are so many illegal agencies who are conning Kenyans. Mtu anakuambia nataka kwenda Marekani kama nurse nipe 1500. No. Hatutakubali watu wetu wapotee tukiwaona. Hapana, we are going to give you information for free. Because sisi ndio tuko base. There was a time nilikuwa ninauliza mtu mwingine rafiki yangu. Nilikuwa namuuliza sasa sisi wenyewe tuko America Na sisi wenyewe ndio tunalipa watu wengine ndio atisijui waende kwa agents fulani. Na we know the information, we know where to get the information. Kama unataka mtoto akuje shule Marekani, you know where to get that information. Go to the school, talk to the school, waambie you want to bring an international student. They will give you all the requirements zile zinahitajika. Na kuambia huyu mtoto ndiye tuweze kumpatia invitation letter akuja apewe ile visa ya masomo, lazima apitie hapa na hapa na hapa. And because you are here, you'll be able to get that information free. Umeelezewa? But now because watu wetu wengi sana hawataki kujifanyia kazi. They want somebody else to work for them. Mtu alale kwa computer akijua unaweza pata visa namna gani ya Canada, ya America, ya UK, lakini wewe huwezi taka kwenda pale online ujitafutie. And all these informations, they're out there. So that's why today, if you know someone who is a nurse, or your friend is a nurse, or your daughter is a nurse, ama your brother or your son, ama we mwenyewe ni nurse, just stay tuned because I'm gonna be telling you one of the best agencies wenye wamekuwa kileta manasi wengi sana hapa Marekani. I'm aware that kuna shule ingine mahali walitoka wakiwa wengi sana na wakakuja hapa USA na wote walikuwa shule moja, class moja, and all of them are here working legally. Si kuwork chini ya maji. I'm talking about working legally. Legally, unasikia nikisema legally ni kumaanisha huyo mtu akona kazi. Akona kazi, anafanywa vizuri, akona makaratasi yake, anaweza kibia Kenya, anaweza rudi. Well, we're going to be knowing more of this because personally I'm not a nurse. I've never been a nurse and I don't think I'll be a nurse. But of course it's always good to hear this information from people who are working here as nurses. Na kwa hivyo usimbanduke kwenye mtambo. But before then, well, hii masaa ya kwanza lazima tuongee what is happening. By the way, kutoka the last 3 days kwa online nimeona watu wengi sana wanaongea kuhusu mtigairi anaitwa TB Joshua. Me personally, I don't talk about ministers of the gospel, whether alive or whether are dead. But hii mambo yote seriously mnaona ikiendelea online. If you are be able to follow. Unajua sometimes kuna mambo inafanyikaga unaangalia, unakaa tu chini unajiuliza, seriously speaking. Watu wanajitokeza from nowhere wanasema all that time. People are saying they have been under that guy for over 14 years. Again, they gave me a mingi sana. And then wanakuja kusema, I never knew this was manipulation. I never knew this guy was doing ABCD. People are saying this guy was raping us. The other people are saying this guy was doing this. A lot of issues coming up at this time. I mean, my big question is, where is the discerning spirit? Where is the discerning spirit? Ni mara mingi sana hata mimi nimekuta kama if what they are saying is the truth. And God forbid, because I don't want to go there, because God is the one who knows the truth. If what we are hearing today is the truth, oh my God, then Wakristo wengi sana tuko hali mbaya sana. Ni kuonyesha most of them hawana kitu inaitwa discerning spirit. Amen. You know what I'm saying? The discerning spirit, ile mtu alikuanga naye unakaa hivi unashindwa, hey jameni, I mean what is happening? I mean what's going on? Kunaenda namna gani? Kama hii mambo yote ni ya ukweli yenye inaongelewa ya TB Joshua huko kwa social media, uende kuna watu wanajiita BBC wamerelease documentary. Nimeacha nimewatch part 3 leo na nikastuka sana nikasema we, hii dunia tuko biguni ni mbali kama ni hivyo. Thank you very much John Orekamau. Nasema gaideko wa Damari. Henry Hofstad. Thank you. Jerwin Nyaga. Thank you. Be blessed Jeremy Damaris. At least nimeelewa kitu. Thank you. Francis Duo. Thank you. Tuned in from Richmond, Virginia. Karibu sana. Grace Patience Wanjiro. Karibu sana, thank you. Karibu sana ndani ya KDM, tunashukuru sana. Na wale wengine wote wako pande hii na maona hapa nitakuwa nikiwataja pole. Wale wako kwenye YouTube pia nyinyi nitakuwa nikiwataja pole. Ukiwa kwa Facebook, we share hiyo broadcast because this is information. Najua kuna watu watasema, mimi kwetu hakuna mtu nasi. Kwa nini nisikize? I mean, it's always good to listen. Na pia hiyo ukisikiza, unachukua hiyo link unatumia mtu mwingine unamwambia, hey Mudu, hebu sikiza hii kitu inaweza kukusaidia. You know what I'm saying? Sikiza hii kitu inaweza kukusaidia. That is what I'm saying. So please guys, karibuni sana. Thank you very much my friend. Wale wako kwenye Facebook, YouTube. Thank you. Naona mtu anaitwa Deep State. Jeremy Salams from Plano, Texas. Mtu anajiita Deep State. Asante sana. Ares, thank you very much. Unasema I'm here and I'm happy you are back. Thank you, we thank God. Mitambo yetu ya KDM imeachiliwa, imerudi. And of course, we thank God for that. Maggie, unasema, haija, we have back our channel. Yes, it is back. We thank God. Good year. Thank you. Unasema, hi, Jeremy. Gertrude Priscilla, YouTube ya Kenya Diaspora Media na kuona kule. Karibuni sana. Thank you. Gertrude Priscilla, unasema, hi, Jeremy. Wilson Gatimo, unasema, how are you? Na mtu mwingine anajiita Sweetheart, anasema, hello, Jeremy Damaris. Okay, thank you very much. John N, unasema, tuned. Gertrude, thank you. Unasema, I thank God. You are back. Glory to God. Asante. Maggie, Deep State, uliendate. Arolia Big State, ate Deep State. Ni Deep State gani? Tusijiweke kwa mashakani. JD, I was passing by until I saw your channel. It is fantastic. Thank you very much. Good year and welcome. Elizabeth Wangoi has been waiting for this, Jeremy. We thank God we are back on our YouTube channel. We thank God for this. Thank you. Lucy, unasema good morning. Jeremy, we uko Kenya, unasema Mungu akubariki sana. Thank you very much. Asante. Wow, Jeremy, you could make a great preacher. Wewe, hapana. Haya, asante sana. Mwingine anajiita GVX3, unasema good morning, Jeremy. Ready to listen. Karibu sana. Morana Calvin, unasema Shege, unasema Morana Calvin Shege. Thank you. Unasema Deep State, kwa nini channel inaitwa KDF? I thought hao ni majeshi. Wewe wacha zako, inaitwa KDM. Hakuna KDF hapa, wewe wacha hizo ni matusi sasa. Inaitwa KDM. Haya, Magi anakuambia ati odhie mohikanie. Haya, ushaona modo na maudo make. Thank you very much. Karibuni sana. Others, thank you very much. We're going to be talking about this and we thank God for giving us this opportunity. Jana tulikuwa tunaongea kuhusu health issues na watu wengi sana wamefurahia. Tulikuwa na nutritionist Alice. So leo niko na Timothy. Yeye ndiye tutakuwa tukizungumzia mambo haya ya nurses. Haya, Mary Kemani unasema na ya story ya Mkisi Siriodak. Sasa hiyo ndio tunataka kujua sana. Madrid Moreidi unasema uko pale Lali, North Carolina. Thank you very much, Madrid. Joyce Moher, thank you very much. Esther Obash unasema uko Kenya. Karibu sana. Wanjiko Florence unasema good morning all members and lovely viewers of KDM TV. Welcome back, sir. God loves you so much. Hapa kwetu ni jioni, usiku. Na tulisema this time round tutakuwa tukipunguza jioni polepole. Tunazungumza mambo yenye inaweza tusaidia polepole tukisonga mbele. Ama namna gani? Wale wenye wako Jeremy Damaris page, thank you very 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 much. God bless you so much. Grace Nyambu nauliza good morning. Nyinyi mkiuliza good morning, hapa tunauliza good evening, good afternoon. Watu wa Canada, thank you very much. Wakiongozwa na Sara wa Irimo Mwangi. Gaithe kama no makeli ya my sister. We kule mwena wa Canada and thank you very much for your fully support. Ninaku appreciate sana. God bless you. Vio Shicks. Wakava hata wewe mtu akusalimia akikuona huko upande wa Canada. Thank you very very. And of course I'm trying to get someone who can tell us more about Canada. Fidelis Dolsom uko upande wa Canada pia wesalimika sana. Haya, mwingine anasema hebu nisikize making sasa. Haya, thank you very much. Maggie, thank you very much. James Washida unasema you always do a good job. Thanks to God for bringing this channel back. Tunashukuru sana, we thank God. All of us, we are very happy for God giving us back this channel of ours. Unajua tulikuwa tumekaa mashakani sana, but at least now we can be able to smile and say Mungu ni wa maajabu, ameturejeshea station yetu hapa upande wetu wa Marekani. All right, now I'm trying to pull out some information here I was sent. Then from there we see what's happening. Na ninashukuru sana. I hope you guys are getting me loud and clear. I hope my signals are clear. Thank you, John Joroge. Unasema welcome back to the UK. Asante, I was in the UK and it was perfect. UK is a good place. I loved it. Na Mungu ni wa maajabu sana. Kule Kenya leo nimeona watu wameshinda mazishi ya one of our musician. Anaitwa Garoya Junior, and we say thank you very much all of you guys for supporting that man. Amekuwa very much kama venye ulisikia watu wakisema, amekuwa sana akijitolea sana kwa watu na tunashukuru sana. Vizuri sana. When you work so much, when you work so hard, God will always remember you in time of need. Junior secondary in trouble again. Hii mambo ya junior secondary kule upande wa Kenya, sijui watu wanaichukulia namna gani. Unajua sasa hapa Amerika kuna ile inaitangwa elementary. Kuna watoto wanaendanga elementary, kuna middle school na kuna high school. na kuna college inaendanga hivyo. Sasa Kenya nimeona kuko na sasa ile primary school, kuna junior secondary na sasa kuna secondary school. Right now bado ninasikia kuna mvutano. Nilikuwa nimesikia magavana watasusia mkutano yenye ilikuwa imeandaliwa na serikali ya kuanza kudiscuss jinsi hii masomo ya junior secondary school itakuwa ikiangaliwa. Akaijali na gikuyu na kirangia. Sasa ndaiga atiriri, Thaisi ni gukoretwo kwina ngucanio nene muno. Magavana makiuga ndeto ino ya junior secondary school ni ramaritohira muno ni tondu wa funding. Wa mbere ni kurabatara gwakwo irathi nigetha cukuru ciothe ihote gukorwo mwana uyu raima class 5 agithie class 6 ino eretwo junior secondary school agakoragwo muhariririe matigakoragwo ati marathi magetera kirathi githomerwo nigetha maingire meke subject ciao. We need good preparation. If you are supposed to change the education system in Kenya, kurecirerio hi kaundu gaka kangiambitio ta miaka 2-3 mbere, kahora kuoneke irathi ni ciakwo, system ni ingira na wega muno, andu macokeru maswitchwo to the new system, education system. But as you know, last year ni turekire kigerio kia mwisho ya KCPE, koguo ni kuga ati ya KCPE ni kuga maundu ni macenjetie, KCPE kana KCSE maundu ni macenjetie megi githomo, na riu ona aciari aingi bado no mararituhirwo kuga ati mwana waku riu arathi class 6, kuga ati mwana waku athi secondary. Haya, Elizabeth Wango igaitheka muno we kuria mwena wa YouTube, asante sana, thank you very much. Unasema Boston no gemi no gacokeria Ngai ngatho muno tondu agai gutucokeria mitambo itu, asante sana andu a Boston tondu wa wendo wanyu na kuhoera channel ino itu Ngai amecokie mitambo ino itu. Gatheti no ya The Daily Nation ni monedera gatheti ya The Daily Nation headline tu nirona ni ati Raila plans consultative meetings across the country. Unoja ira ndira kuria Raila Amolo Odinga ni arageria gwithugunda kana gwicokaniria nigetha atuike president wa bururi wa Kenya gwikinya mwaka-ini wa 2027. Uririkane now we in 2024, so in the next 2 years gukorwo kwina pirika cia na iguru. Kenya no gukoragwo na siasa, na no riu kwa America riu mwaka uyu niguo kwina ithurano. Riu ni hindi siasa riu ciambitie Thaisi mwaka wa 2024. Leo ni hende rĩu raigua kwina discussions, kwina debates, kwina ng'ania. Trump ni arathi. Na rĩu Trump kũigana ũrĩa kũrathi gũkĩrora guo. Mũndũ ũyũ kũraoneka ahota gũkorwo akĩriũkia federal rĩngĩ. Kũringana ndora muno mohegereire muno horo wĩgiĩ ũteti. Ndĩraiguire mũndũ ũngĩ kanitha ũmwe kũrĩa ndikari mwena wa Ohio, marakorirwo makiuga, na ni kanitha wa evangelical, marakorirwo makiuga ithuĩ umuthi Trump agirugama auga ni ararugama president, ithuĩ tũngĩkorwo tũrĩ a mbere kũmũthura. Na marorio niki marauga ucio ni akoragwo na principle very strong cia Christianity, akiringithania na president ũrĩa ũrĩ kuo thaici wĩtagwo Joe Biden. I mean, I don't know, but kulingana na venye mambo inakaa hapa, inaonekana huyo jamaa kama ataweza kupewa hii kitu. Unajua amekuwa kotini here and there, but he's still strong. He's still saying he's gonna take back to America where it was initially. Na hiyo speech yake ya kusema anarudisha America mahali ilikuwa mwanzoni, inampatia kura mingi sana, especially kwa some of the wazungus, especially hii side ya South. And right. Haya, matata inu unasema Trump ataingia ndani 2024. Hapo ninaambia watu hapo venye iko. But I mean, I say as long there is peace, as long hakuna mtu anakuja kunikatakatia kwa nyumba yangu ama kunifukuza, I don't mind whoever becomes the president, because now in America the most important leaders ni hawa tunakuanga na wao hapa chini, na most of the people don't even vote them. Kuna hawa National Congress, kuna senators, kuna governors. Kama huyo governor wa kwenu, huyo ndiye the most important. When guys there is an election, it's always good to know venye ni governor mgani mnataka, na wengine wako kwa National Assembly hapa chini. It's always good to check and actually muangalie mnaweka nani, because hizo masheria nyingi sana zinatengeneza ngoo hapa. Yule president wa kufuata ile kitu ameletewa na bodi yake, anaambiwa wewe pita hapa, weka sahihi hapa. I mean, more like they are just ceremonial people, but mambo mingi inafanyikaga hapa chini. Kwa hivyo Trump akuwe president, Biden akuwe president, mimi naomba peace, na watu wetu wasiguzwe, na watu wetu wapewe haki yao, na kama ni makaratasi wale hawana wapewe. That sometimes we are discussing with another guy who is my friend, ambaye ni mzungu. Akaniambia, why don't the government ikuje tu iseme if you have been in the US, tuseme wale watu wote wako America, because we are trying to fight illegal immigrant kuingia Marekani. every time those are the discussions, especially inside the Republican. Wanaongea illegal immigrants wameingia, sijui wengine wanaingilia huku Mexico, sijui wengine wanaingilia sijui wapi, sijui wengine wanaingilia wapi. Now they are trying to discuss and see how they can stop this. Okay, we say fine. Hili ni maoni yangu. Sasa huyu alikuwa ananiambia, why don't you guys just, why don't you just make sure that the people who are already here, the people who are already here in the US, wamepewa, they have been given the documentation. They have been told, hey guys, if you came to America, whichever way you came, we don't care. But we want you to pay taxes. We want you to have the social security number. We want everybody in the US to pay taxes. So if you want to pay taxes, end up at the nearest office, submit your documentation. We're going to process your case and we're going to give you the documents. I believe many people here, probably 70% of the illegal immigrants who are in the US, would choose to say yes, wacha tujisalimishe tupewe hivyo. Although there will be fear, kuna watu tafikia nitaenda nijisalimishe niwekwe gadega nirudishwe nyumbani. But I think that one. But do you think they can allow that? Do you think the opposition leaders, the leaders either from the government or from the other side, do you think they can allow that? Because that keeps the government running. It's a discussion, it's an article, it's a law that needs to be followed now and years to come. Equal ni discussion. Anyway, thank you very much. I don't know, Goodyear is saying he cannot understand the language, but it looks funny. I don't know why you are laughing, but anyway, thank you very much. Which language do you understand? Let me know which language do you understand. Well, let me do this one song, then I'll be looking for my guest, because I know I have a few minutes to bring him on board. And today we're going to be discussing legal ways for nurses from Kenya to come to the US. If you're a nurse, a qualified nurse, you have the documentation. There are those examinations they will do. They will examine you and they'll make sure you are fully qualified. There are those legal ways that you can use and come to study or come to work in the United States of America. And this one will be my guest, a person who have followed the same track. And here's right here. He's working in Texas, and he will be my guest, trying to open us and telling us which routes, which ways. And we fight the all bird agencies ama agents wenye wananyang'anya watu wetu, si ndio hiyo? Aya, thank you very very much my friend. Let me do one song, then I'm gonna be looking for this guy, my friend ndio akuje, and then from there we're gonna be tackling this issue.
From my brokenness, picking up the broken pieces, I choose to worship you. In and out of season, your praises still remain. Your praises still remain. Standing here, standing here, Lord, standing here. May your glory take over. I'm hungry for you. Lifting my hands to worship, lifting my voice in praise. May your glory take over now. I worship you, King of Kings. I worship you, mighty God. I worship you, King of Kings. I worship you, mighty God. You're the Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end, anchor of my are the rock that I stand on. I will not be shaken. I put my trust in you. I put my trust in you. Standing here, Lord, standing here. May your glory take over. I'm hungry for you. Lifting my hands to worship, lifting my voice in praise. May your glory take over now. I worship you, King of Kings. I worship you, mighty God. I worship you, King of Kings. I worship you, mighty God. May your glory take over. I'm hungry for you. May your glory take over now. May your glory take over. I'm hungry for you. May your glory take over now. I worship you, King of Kings. I worship you, mighty God. I worship you, King of Kings. I worship you, mighty. Not be shaken. I put my trust in you. I put my trust in you. Standing here, Lord, standing here. May your glory take over. I'm hungry for you. Lifting my hands to worship, lifting my voice in praise. May your glory take over now. I worship you, King of Kings. I worship you, mighty God. I worship you,
Awesome. A very beautiful song there. Thank you very, very much, Shiko Stevens. Asante sana mkiwa upande wa California. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Na nimesema this hour, I'll be hosting my good friend Timothy, and of course I'll change the language. Sasa nitakuwa nikifanya na Kizungu ama Kiswahili, ndio at least niweze kusikika na watu wengi, because one thing ni ati hii kitu lazima to make sure watu wengi wameielewa. Watu wengi wanaielewa, wasikuwa wanasema ati JD anajipenda sana. Hapana, we're gonna make sure we speak in a good language that everybody can understand. And of course, my friend, thank you very much. I now see him, he's right here. So let me try to bring him here ndio tuweze kukua pamoja na yeye. And of course, watu wa Facebook nimeambiwa signal yenu imeanguka, so I'm actually working on that to make sure that we are back. And thank you very, 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 very much. I can see you, my friend Timo. So I'm hoping unanisikia? Unanisikia? Okay, good job, good job, good job, good job, good job, good job. Yes, kindly come back because we're about to get there. And nakuwa na uko chonjo kabisa. I'll be checking on your audio ndio tukue na nafasi mzuri sana ya kusikizana hii maneno. If you have a friend who is a nurse in Kenya and want to come to the US, I have Mr. Timothy here with us, and of course we're going to be talking into details a lot of stuff. And of course zile jia mimi sijui yeye anajua. Mimi I always talk about green card, and for him aliniambia kuna jia nyingi sana watu wanaweza tumia za kukuja Marekani. And so when we get some of these routes, it's always good to let our people know hakuna haja ya kujiwekea. Ila wakati ya watu kujiwekea maneno ati ni wao tu wanataka kukuja America, hiyo wakati ni kama imeisha na imepitwa ni wakati. So for us, we're going to be here and we're going to be talking more about this. Hi, my friend Timothy. Now I think nimefanya setup ya mitambo yangu yote. Let me nijue ama watu wanakusikia, and then actually naona you are out of my space, kwa hivyo either upindue tablet yako namna hiyo kidogo. Yes, exactly.
Hapo iko sawa.
Pindua tena, rudisha pande. Right there, right there. Hapo ni sawa kidogo. Hapo nafikiria ni sawa. Nafikiria watu wote wanakuona. How are you?
I'm very fine. How are you?
Mzuri sana. Karibu sana. Unajua siku hizi tumekuwa tukiongea. Nilienda kule TikTok, and thank you very much for welcoming me in TikTok. Sasa nimekutafuta nikasema na mimi wacha nikurudishe pande ya studio ndio at least tujaribu kueducate watu wetu. How are you?
I'm very fine. Nimeona unaendelea vizuri sana huko TikTok.
Naendelea vizuri sana, and I pray that very soon nitakuwa mpaka nikifanya hii live huko kwa TikTok. Times ungekuwa TikTok. Well, I'm trying to study and see how I can be able to do this.
I think you are fast runner.
I know, yes. Otherwise, uko pande gani ya America?
Mimi niko Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. Na Kenya kwenu ni pande gani?
Mimi ni mtu ya Nyeri.
Wewe ni mtu ya Nyeri, of course. Kule kwa second in command, Bwana Rige G.
Bwana Rige G mwenyewe.
Oh, nice. So, karibu sana. And leo tunataka kuongea kuhusu hiyo jia ingine sijui. Because I remember the first time we talked with you, uliniambia Jeremy, hata kama unaambia watu green card, lazima uanze kuwaelimisha mambo ingine. So, hii platform nimekupatia, just introduce yourself, tell us what you do, and then from there, tunaweza enda step by step. Karibu sana Timothy.
Sawa. Mimi naitwa Timothy, hivyo venye umesikia. Mimi ni nurse ama muuguzi. So mimi nilikuwa nurse hapo Kenya, so nilikuja America kama nurse. So basically nimekuwa nurse for the last 10 years, and that's what I do here for a living. So basically that's it. Nilianza Virginia, sasa nimehamia, sasa niko Texas, hapo ndio naishi.
So unajua when we talk about nurses especially in Kenya, unajua hiyo kazi sana sana tulikuwa tunaona kama ni ya wamama. I mean, unajua tulikuwa tunaona kama kazi ya nurses ni ya wamama sana. So wewe uliamuaje utafanya kuwa nurse? Uliamuaje? Ni kusindikizwa na wazazi ama ni wewe ulidecide ukasema I have to do this?
Actually both of my parents are teachers. Walimu wangu wazazi wangu wote wawili, both of them are teachers.
Hebu kwanza rudi kidogo pande hii kidogo tu. Na si kamera, wewe mwenyewe urudi.
I can move my chair.
The other side. Side hiyo nyingine. Hapo sasa. There we go. Tukue na posture mzuri yako. Okay, so umesema wazazi wako wote ni?
Wote ni walimu. Both of them are teachers.
So walikusukumia hii nurse?
Hapana, walikuwa wanataka nikuwe mwalimu pia.
And then how did you came up with this idea of becoming a nurse in Kenya?
For me, I always wanted to be a medic because niko na brother ambaye ako na challenges like ako na kitu inaitwa spinal bifida, ako na shida ya spine in short. So there is a time nikiwa secondary school, tulienda shule hapa, tulienda hosi hapo Kikuyu. We went to see him in the hospital in Kikuyu. So the neurosurgeon was trying to explain to my dad what's happening with him, to my dad and to my mom. So all of us wouldn't understand what's happening. Like hakuna mtu alikuwa anaelewa nini mtu anasema, huyu daktari anasema nini. So I was very curious to go and find out what was happening to my brother, if there's something we could have avoided, if there's something we can do. So from that time I became very curious about medicine. So I wanted either to be a nurse or to be a doctor, just to understand what was happening to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wakati ulimaliza ulienda nursing wapi? Ulifanya wapi? Umefanya hospitali ngapi? Na wapi? Kenya?
Mimi nilifanyia nursing Kijabi. That's why I studied in Kijabi School of Nursing. So after the school, of course, nili-employiwa too. I was employed in the same hospital. But of course, I used to work in Nairobi Hospital, Nairobi Women Hospital. Zile tu unaenda tu kutafuta extra coin. Yeah, but mostly I was based in Kijabi Hospital.
By the way, saizi unajua kuna wanafunzi wengi sana in Kenya ambao I know one of my cousins want to do nursing and especially this year, ile mwaka alipitwa na wakati, but she said she gonna try this year. So yeah. Nurse wa Kenya, you can tell us how is it like, because mimi all the time nikikuwa mimi sikuwa na differentiate between nurse na daktari. Nilijua juzi sasa wakati nimekuwa mkubwa kidogo ndio nimesikia wamama wakisema nurse wa Kenya ni wabaya sana, wanatusi wamama wakifungua mimba. Hii hasira zote manasi mnatoaga wapi mkiwa Kenya wakati ulikuwa Kenya?
I think mostly ni frustration. I think it's out of frustration. I was talking to another guy nikimwambia how much I was being paid in Kenya. I will not mention a specific hospital. Of course, I have said I worked in 3 hospitals, so I will not say which one. But I used to be paid 27,000 per month. So if I have worked like for the whole month and I'm getting 27,000, that's like $250 in a month. So you can imagine if you have a family, if you have kids in school, I don't know what you will do with that money. Yet you are working in very harsh and hard environment. You don't have all the supplies and all that. So part of it is frustration, and then of course is professionalism. Just basically how people are trained and all that, like professional. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, wacha niachie hapo kwa siwezi sema sana, but of course frustrations is one thing. Lakini wengine walikuwa wanaonekana wamekula vizuri sana, but ungepata watu wakipiga wamama wazito makofi. Hiyo labda nitaelezewa na mama mwingine akikuja hapa kama alikuwa nurse Kenya. But now let's come to this. How did you now decide to leave Kenya as a nurse and come to the US? And of course, how did you do it? Because nimesikia a lot of agencies, especially in Kenya. Every time I receive a call, people telling me, hey, JD, tumenyaganywa, mimi sijui niliambiwa agents who akanitisha hii pesa. I mean, for you, looks like it's very smooth.
Yeah, what I would say for nurses, like they are a little bit lucky compared to other professionals, to other people.
Right.
The route for nursing coming to US, it's very outright. It's haina kona. It's from point A to B to C. There is no shortcut or two-way about it. So I found about it from my friends, of course. But for me, I scrabbled like I stumbled on a Facebook post with my friend. One of the agencies had advertised that is bringing nurses to international nurses to US. So my friend was like, "These are just scammers," but I was like, "Just let me try." So I was just trying my luck. But the more I got into the system, the more I understood that this is something that happens. Now, I have seen my friends, like 90% of my classmates, they're already on this side. Um, People who we went to school of nursing, we schooled together, like most of them are here. So hiyo si ile ya kuambiwa. Myself, I'm a product of that process. My friends are a product of that process. Actually, I'm hosting a friend right now in my house. He's a product of that process too. So that thing is there. The nursing agencies, they are not like jokers or anything. They will take you from point A to B, and it's almost a sure way of coming to America for those who are interested.
So for you, sasa wakati uliambiwa na marafiki wako wakakuambia, "Hey bro, we wacha hii haso zako za Kenya, sisi tunatengeneza dola kule upande wa Marekani." I mean, so wakati uliona wale wote umehaso na wao, wewe ni kama ulikuwa mwisho ama wewe ulikuwa wa kwanza ni wewe umewavuta?
Mi naweza sema nilikuwa ile middle cluster. Kuna wenye walikuja mbele yetu, wenye walichanuka mbele yetu. But since tulikuwa almost the middle cluster, but right now it's well known. Right now people at least wako na information kidogo. So but it's still continuing. Right now they are actually recruiting. Actually, some of the agencies are coming to Kenya. Wanakuja, wana host meetings, they explain to you the process and all that, which we didn't have. But I will be down on the slide as we talk about it.
Wow. So now wakati wewe uliambiwa kuhusu hii agents, walikuja kwa ofisi ama ulienda website kwao, na ni akina nani hawa? Well, I know there are people who are interested, wako na watu ambao wanafanya course za nursing, wanahitaji experience kukuja hapa, ama sasa ni fresh from school, wanakuchukua na kuleta hapa, unakuja kupatia experience hapa. Sasa wewe ulienda wapi? Just give us full detail.
For me I went to the website. My employer, I don't know if it's okay to mention here. My employer is called Avant Healthcare Providers. Those are the people who brought me here. Right now, they are not my employers, but those were my employers who brought me from Kenya to here. So I just went on their website. We never met physically with them until I came to Florida, where their offices are. Until I was done with the process, that's when I was able to meet them physically. But otherwise, all along we were communicating through the internet, through the emails, the calls, and all that. So I never met them physically. It's just like through the internet, website, emails, and all that.
Wow. So most of the time, wale agencies tuko na wao wanaitisha pesa. Unasikia leta 300 tukupeleke majuu. So for you?
For the nurses, for the nurses agencies, there is no agents that will ask for any money, any coin from you. No even a single coin. Ukisikia mtu anakuitisha pesa, most likely huyo ni mkora.
So hakuna kitu ulitoa?
Mimi hakuna kitu nilitoa. The only thing I paid for is wakati wa medical, when I was almost going to the embassy, I paid for the medical. They don't pay for the medical, which is like 200, ni kama 17,000 za Kenya. I also paid for my visa, kupata visa ya kwenda India kufanya exam, doing my NCLEX. I did my NCLEX in India, Mumbai. So I paid for the visa. The visa is about $90. Ni kama 9,000 ya Kenya. So but after you pay for the visa, of course, wanalipa flight, hotel, accommodation, and the exam and everything. So they pay for all those.
Wow.
So I paid for medical. I paid for the Indian visa. What else did I pay for? I paid for document shipping to ship my documents to be verified from the Nursing Council and from the School of Nursing. That's a total of 12,000. So in total it costed me like 50,000. But sio kitu unaitishwa at ransom.
Okay.
That's a part of the process. Like the first time I spent money on that process is when I was going to India. That's after I have done everything, all the process. Then, the first time I spent money is when I was sending my document for verification. I spent 12,000. The second time.
Nimesikia umetaja ulienda India. So India unaenda India kufanya nini? So lazima upelekwe India.
So for you to be a nurse in America, you have to do something called NCLEX. That's the board exam. That's the licensing exam. You upate license ya kupractice kama nurse America. You have to do NCLEX. So there is no testing center. There was no, by then when I was going, I think it was in 2017 or 2016. When I was doing my NCLEX then, there was no testing center in Africa. So you had to go to India. That was the closest. India or Philippines. But India, of course, is close. It's 6 hours flight from Nairobi. But they pay for everything. But right now, there is a testing center in South Africa. I think most of people are going in South Africa now. And there is a testing center. I think there is one coming up in Nairobi, actually. There's one coming up in Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah. But for us, we had to go to India.
Wow, so sometimes kuna watu wanaenda India na wanaanguka kwa mtihani kama mnaenda kufanya hiyo testing na whatever mnaenda kufanya test. So kuna watu mlienda na wao na wakaanguka, and what happens after that? Because I think that's the most important part for this whole process.
So kuna watu walianguka, but mostly wanakuwa wamekuprepare sana. They take you through very intense training all along. After you apply and all that, they take you through a very intense training. So your chances of passing the exam are usually very high. But anyway, that given, kuna watu wanaanguka. But like for my flight, we were 7 of us. Only one failed. Like 6 of us we passed. So what they do after you fail, they will give you a second chance, but the second chance they will pay for the exam, they will pay for the hotel accommodation, then you pay for the flight. At least they will sikie kauchungu, you work hard. They make you pay for the flight. The flight is usually like $500. I'm a 50,000 ya Kenya. Kwenda India is expensive. I'm a 40,000. So it depends with the season, but they make you pay for the flight the second time, just so that you feel the pinch at least, so you're able to work hard. But most of the people after you go the second time huwa wanapita.
Okay, now kuna mtu naona hapa ananiuliza hivi, okay, does it make sense? Kuna mtu sasa ananiambia amekuwa nurse almost 30 years in Kenya, especially kule Kenyatta National Hospital. Does it make sense for somebody kama huyo aache kazi KNH akuje America? I mean, what is your advice?
That's a very hard question, because coming to America as an older nurse, there are challenges. If you are 30 years into Kenyatta, lazima pia miaka imesonga kidogo. So the nursing in America is a little bit different from nursing in Kenya. First of all, the mambo inaenda haraka kidogo. You deal with computers. Everything is kind of on the computer and on the go. So saa zingine can frustrate you a little bit, especially if you are not a person. But that given, in India, when I went to do my exam, one of the people we were testing with, he is a guy from Kenyatta, actually. He had come from KNH. He had worked there for 21 years. So we were on the same flight, actually. We stayed in the same hotel. He did his exam and passed. And he is, I think he is in Iowa or something. But so that's a very... there are so many factors you have to put into consideration for you to make that decision. But because you check how old are your kids, because if you are that years in Kenyatta, I would think your kids are maybe like above 23, so you don't even qualify to come with them. So it might meet separating with your kids, separating with your family. So there are so many factors. So that's a very hard question to answer. Like there's no right answer to that question.
But yeah, ni kama in short, ni kama nikijaribu kulinganisha na swali lingine, naona hapa ni kama wanauliza ama kuna age limit. I mean, mtu ambaye anastahili kufanya kuchukuliwa, kuna age limit. Wanasema lazima ukue katikati ya hii miaka hivi aranas.
There's no age limit. There's no age limit. Actually, last week I was training a nurse who is 56 years.
Wow.
That's when she's coming into nursing. Oh, that's like the age of my mom. I was training her. So there's no age limit. In America, nobody is old. Hakuna mtu mzee huku. Everybody is young.
So ile kitu nimepata hapa ya muhimu sana ni ya kwamba number one, wakati realize hiyo agency unasema, and that is why nimeweka namba yako pale just in case after this interview somebody want to reach out to you, you can give them information into details, because that is the most important. Nikitaja hiyo agency hapa labda hawajanilipa na labda watapigwa, watapata mapesa yao huko venye wanafanya na mimi hawatanikumbuka, but that's why you have your number there. You can just, if you have any question, if you want to become a nurse in the US, Mr. Timothy is here through that agency, na amesema almost wale watu wote walikuwa kwa class moja na yeye, they are working here in the US, and of course tutaendelea tukizungumza hiyo mambo. Naona mtu anaitwa Nancy Kamodho anasema hii information is power. Thank you very much. Catherine Geshia unasema salam Jeremy, nisalimie Timothy, asante. Lawrence Muremi anasema happy to hear you, watching you all the way from the Great Savo Man Eaters Voice Sub County, asante. Liz Mwangi, thank you very much, asante sana. Brian Dege, thank you from Katal, asante. Eric Irongo, this is Irongo, welcome home now, thank you so much and have a good day, asante sana. Jen Keniti unasema Keniti watching from New York, asante sana, God bless you. Sarah Irara Drayden ukiwa upande wa St. Louis, thank you very much. Rizi Mwangi unasema ya iko loud and clear, asante. Julius Kabera unasema keep it up Jeremy. Hao ni wale wenye katika YouTube channel ya Jeremy Damaris TV, and of course kuna wale wengine wako kwenye Jeremy Damaris Kenya Diaspora. Thank you very much. Manjari Wanjiko ukiwa upande wa Boston wa Badant unasema lack of ethics, compassion and being overworked while unpaid can cause frustrations and depression to those angry nurses. Anasema kuhusu ile swali nilikuwa nimekuuliza ya madaktari ama nurses wa Kenya. Peter Keguro, thank you very much, I can see you. Thank you very much for being around. Wakati huu tunaweza kuzungumzia kuhusu manases wenye wanaweza fika hapa Marekani. So now when you have succeeded, umepita mtihani, umeambiwa now we are ready for you. So when you are leaving Kenya, wamekuprepare unaenda orientation hospitali gani ama unaanzia kazi state gani? Na what else do they give you when you are coming to this country, because probably are they looking for a host? Are they going to host you? Are they going to give you a host? Maisha ni mapi hapa, hujui kuendesha gari. What's going to happen when you come now? When you succeed in the exams and everything?
So after you succeed in the exam in India or wherever you do it, maybe South Africa, India, or maybe Kenya, wakati wataanza kufanya. So that's when you start now the immigration process.
Mm-hmm.
So for the immigration process, now that you have your NCLEX, once you go, you fly back to Nairobi, of course, after you come from India and you have passed your exam, you fly back to Nairobi. You are in India for like 4 days or 5 days. So after you pass your exam, you go back to Kenya and start your immigration process. After you go back to Kenya, let me mention, you will do something called an English exam. It's called IELTS. IELTS is very easy. You unaifanyia hapo Parklands. You only need to get a score of 6.5 over 10 or something. So it's very easy to pass that exam. So after umefanya hiyo exam ya IELTS, then what the employer does, they combine all your documents and then they send them to the immigration and they open something called, like, they open a case number for you. So they condense all those documents into one thing. It's called a visa screen certificate. That's a very important document. So visa screen certificate has your IELTS, it has your nursing license. You remember I said that at the beginning of the process you have to send your nursing license to be verified.
Yes.
It has your transcript from your school of nursing. They have to be verified too. They want to know if you are a real nurse. You went to school and you met all the hours. And then it has your NCLEX, that you went to exam center and you passed your NCLEX. And you have a US license. And then it has your English exam, showing that you can communicate in basic English. So all those are condensed into one document. It's called the visa screen certificate. So that's the document they sent to the immigration in Nairobi, and they with their immigration lawyers they open something called a case number. They allocate you something called a case number, and that case number is given to you so you can be following up on the website whatever is happening on the immigration website. But you don't need to do anything anyway. They will do like everything for you. So once they do that case number, they will process, and then they will set an interview for you in the embassy. So once they set the day for the embassy, actually what they do, wewe embassy, you don't go for regular interviews. Unaona vile unaulizangwa sijui ukikuja kutembea, when you are coming for a conference, where are you going, who is your host, who is going to host you, how are you, you don't get to answer all those questions. When they have that visa screen certificate, they know that you have an employer, you are professional, you are going for a job. So actually for me, I didn't even spend even more than 3 minutes kwa hiyo dirisha. Hapo Nairobi, I didn't spend more than 3 minutes. They will just go ask, what's your name? Is this you? Are these your documents? Wanakuambia inua mkono ya right. Useme everything I will say is not a lie and vitu kama hizo. You know how it goes.
Wow. That's easy. So hakuna possibility ya mtu kunyimwa visa in that process.
Unless you are criminal. Unless maybe uko Al-Shabaab ama kitu kama hiyo, you are criminal or something. But otherwise ukiwa na hiyo certificate, you don't go for an interview. That's an appearance. Wewe unaenda kuappear tu, unaenda kuonekana, to be counted. That's what you go. Actually, for other visas, for other visas, mostly you go to the embassy, and then after you pass them, they send you to the medical whatever examination. This one actually you go before. Unaenda mbele. Wanakuambia uende tu kwanza uangaliwe medically, and then you show up. So if you have kids, if you have your wife, everybody will get a green card. Kila mtu atapata visa hapo.
So what about family members? Now if you have a family, maybe uko na bibi, uko na watoto, what will happen?
Si mnaenda na wao. Your case number is
so when they are giving you this visa, they will give you pamoja na your siblings when uko na wao.
They collect all your passport. They collect your wife's passport, your kid's passport. Kila mtu anapea visa.
Wow. Na hiyo visa mnaitangaje?
Inaitwa B3.
B3 visa.
That's a migrant visa.
Wow. So now when you come here, you are just like a permanent resident.
Yes, after 2 weeks you get your green card. After 2 weeks, everybody will get their green card. After like 2 weeks, you get your social security number, and then after another like 1 week, you get your green card. So by the time you are 1 month into, you got your social and your green card. Let me mention something. After you have done your exam and everything done, you are all set. What they do, the way we are just talking on the phone, the way we are talking on the video, that's how they do their interviews. So ukiwa Kenya, you get a job where you are in Kenya, you do an interview online, like on the video, like the same way we are doing here. Of course, the employer will help you to draft a CV, like the American style. So they will look for a job for you, watakutafutia kazi.
Okay.
So you do an interview with the hospital. So by the time you go to the embassy, you have a job, you have an offer letter. So that's awesome. That strengthens your case further.
So now umekuja na watoto America. So let's come to that point.
Yeah.
umefika, watakufanyiaje?
No, so what they advise, like in case of my employer, like let me talk for my employer. They have their offices in Florida. So hapo ndio unaenda kufanyiwa orientation, unaoneshwa like the few nitty-gritties, like difference between nursing in Africa and nursing in America. So hapo wana advise mtu asikuja na watoto na bibi, like leave them. You can they already have their visa. All they need to do is to hop in a plane and come. So you can leave them there, like you're gonna be in Florida for 2 months, like for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So you can leave them there. You come to Florida, you do your training, you do your orientation, and then you fly to your state, like when you umeitiwa job. Like for me, I got a job in Virginia. Nilikuwa nafanya job Virginia. So when I went to Florida, and then from Florida after 2 months of orientation, then you fly to Florida now to your workplace. So now if you have a family, now you see they can join you there. It's more convenient. But if you don't want to do it that way, kama hawataki kuachwa, if you have a friend, or like maybe if I know you, I can fly with my family to Alabama, come to your house.
Mm-hmm.
Mimi niwaache hapa, mimi niende nikafanya orientation Florida. Then after I'm done, I'll of course come pick them up and we go to the apartment. Yeah.
Wow. That's good. Nagari watakupea?
So what happens wanakusimamia, because you don't have a credit history. You know that's very important in America to have a credit history.
Yes.
So once you get here, you don't have a credit history. So what they do, wanakusimamia, you open a bank account and you take a car worth 25,000. When I came here in 2018, it was 25,000. But of course, gari zimepanda bei. I think that right now they are rolling out to 30,000.
Wow. So wanakupe grant ya 30,000, wao wanakukata kwa mshahara?
Hapana. You open account with the bank because they also want you to build your own credit history.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that you can build your credit history, so that you can start your journey. You chart your financial path in America. So they want you to take the car by your name through the bank. Wao wanasimamia tu, wanakuwa tu like collateral kwa bank. Otherwise the car is on the bank.
Sasa naona kuna mtu hapa anaitwa Elizabeth Wangoi ananiambia this is very informative and anasema thank you very much Jeremy. Of course my question is this, I mean sasa hii kazi yote wanafanya na hawajakulipisha, watajilipa aje?
Sasa hapo watajilipa wakikuja ukianza job sasa hapa. So when I was working in Virginia, I didn't used to get my paycheck from the hospital. Paycheck yangu inatoka kwa Avant. And the hospital takes me as a traveler nurse. So what happens? I'll be open to say I was getting $27 per hour.
Mm-hmm.
So $27 per hour, that's not a nurse pay. Like you see pay a nurse, that's not the market rate of a nurse. So most probably wao walikuwa wanalipwa maybe like $50 or something. So wanakata pesa yao, and then of course they give me the rest in imebaki. So what I say, like that's like you just survive through it. Like una survive through the contract, wanajirudishia pesa yao. Also, you know, when you are employed here as a nurse, there is something called bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Like ukiemploywa na hospitali unaweza sikia wamekupatia 20,000 bonus, 15,000 bonus. So all those bonus they go to the employer for that assignment. So that's how they make their money, which is good. It's a business anyway.
But it's much better if you're making $27 an hour. That's almost 4,000 Kenya shillings. And you are making 27,000 in Kenya. I mean, that's now like you're in paradise.
Yeah, that's like paradise. And then the fact that they have given you all the documents, you have your green card, you don't have to look over your shoulder. You know, it's a big deal. When you're in America and you have all your paperwork in straight, that's a big deal.
So now another question. So how long now you feel like wakuambia sasa now tumekuachilia sasa enda ukatafute kazi kampuni nyingine, and are they gonna ask you for the documents back ama sasa umekuwa tayari na documents forever?
Once I give you a document here, that's a forever commitment. So what happens there are different kind of contracts. Like for my employer, they do hours. So for their one, they employ you based on hours. Like for me, it was 6,200 hours. And then after those hours, then you are free to go wherever you want to go.
That's like 2 years.
That's like 3 years, like almost 2.5 years. But what you do, you can do overtime. Like unafanya overtime, unachukua overtime, unachapa hizo masaa zinaisha haraka. But some of the employers, they want you to work like for 3 years. Like wanataka ufanye 3 years bila, it's not based on hours, it's based on years. So it just like depends with your employer, the model of their contract. That's why I'm saying like when you are looking for your employer, you have to do all those background and know what's the nature of your contract. I prefer this one, Masa, because you can work and beat the hours and then you just get back to your own business. Like after Apple, you are on your own, so you just go look for a job whenever you are, do whatever you have to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask this, because Wakenya wetu ni wale and most of them, labda mtu anataka kutoka Kenya akifika hapa sababu yeye ni nurse, anakataa kumaliza contract because now ako America tayari, anasikia $27 hawezi fanyia kazi. Nurses in California, they are being paid over $100 an hour, so mtu anasema anaacha. Do you have those kind of cases?
Actually, that question is very close to my heart, Jeremy, because unfortunately that's what's happening. Umeongea kama mtu anajua. Our nurses are getting here. Wanaanza kuchungulia, kukuuliza wewe unapewa pesa ngapi, how much are you getting, like na vitu kama hizo. So they are breaching the contract, hawamalizi contract. So what will happen in the long run, what I can foresee already happening now, you know, they don't, like Avant don't employ any nurses from Nigeria anymore. Juu walikuwa wanafika hapa, akishafika hapa after 6 months mtu anaenda njia zake. So unfortunately watu wetu wameanza hiyo tabia. So what ends up happening, there is nothing they can do to you once you breach your contract. Of course there are legal ways they can reach to you, but unajua mzungu anangi haraka na wewe. But what ends up happening, watafungia wengine sasa. Hiyo njia itafungwa, which is a very nice way of bringing people here. Like it's a very sure process of bringing people here. But unfortunately our people are failing us. Like, well, I don't know what to say about that topic, but it's unfortunate people are doing that. But Mimi, I would say 2 years is a very short time. Just do your contract, finish your contract. At least respect the fact that huyo mtu amekutoa Kenya, amekuleta hapa with all the documents. At least if there is nothing else, please respect that forever. Respect that thing, like alikutoa Kenya, akikuleta hapa na documents zote. It's not fair to do that. Because you are broking for other people.
Na hiyo ni tabia mbaya sana. Kama wewe ni nurse ambaye ulikuja na hiyo agency, kama sasa you guys will always ask us the right ways, the right rules to come to America. Here is a very genuine njia. Hakuna mtu anakuambia utaenda utoe pesa ati ndio uletwe. I think the bwana team amesema in the whole process actually he spent 50,000 yenye alikuwa anajua aenda ulipe medical ama uenda ulipe hii kitu pale. I mean that's all, and now he is here as a nurse and he has been here for some time now. Lakini sasa nikuulize, maybe the whole process, because watu wetu wanataka kitu nitamwambia ajaribu leo na kesho akuje, and that is the problem we have with our people. Mwingine anakuambia kama sasa naona mtu mwingine aniandikia hapa ananiambia, "Oh Jeremy, my son ako na passport, msaidie akuje America." Sasa mimi nitamleta America aje na si yangu? Tunajaribu kuambia peleka mtoto nursing school hapa afanye miaka kadhaa. Kuna njia hapa, kama hata win green card there is another route he can use. Lakini wewe hutaki, wewe unataka nimtoe Kenya nimlete hapa, ni kama mimi napeana visa. Now tell me, now the process, the process to him, kuna mtu amekusikia saa hizi na either umtume, kwa hiyo unasema inaitwa Avant.
Avant, AVANT.
AVANT. Unaweza enda kwa website uangalie. Aende kwa hiyo Avant. Tuseme hiyo process, na nimesikia ukisema saa hizi wanachukuana, inatake kama how long the whole process to complete?
So the whole process most like wewe inachukua like 1.5 years. If you are, but ina depend na speed yako. Wakikuitisha hii document, wewe enda upeane document. Wakikwambia fanya hivi, wewe unafanya hivi. Like it depends with your speed. Kama ni exam, if it's assignment, it's due, fanya assignment yako submit time, do your training in time. So everything ikienda all factors constant, huwa inachukua like 1.5 years. Yeah, 1.5 years.
1.5 years. So hiyo ni kumaanisha ni mtu tu akona hata green card. Ukicheza green card mwaka huu kama wenye walicheza last year, win this, ukute kuandalia Mei, ukute umewin. Sasa wewe ujue utakuja hapa 2026. Ni 2026 ama ni 2025? Yaani utakuja hapa 2025. Sasa wenye walicheza 2023 watakuja US 2025. Wale wanakuja saa hizi 2024 ni wale walicheza green card 2022. Kwa hivyo mzungu ako na hiyo mwaka moja na nusu anapeanga mtu kufanya process yake yote, ndio verify kila kitu na ukuje. So if you are patient enough and you feel like you want to move and come to the US and do this kind of jobs, nurses, I mean, I think Bwana Timothy anatueleza kakitu hapa. If you have any question, keep sending them. Nitamuuliza hapa na nitashukuru sana. Thank you very much, Mushira Kirori Jr. Unasema my name is Mushira Kirori Jr. Watching from Thika. Can I get a caregiver or any other manual job? Of course, hawa watu ndio wengi sasa. Munu nasikia ndio hiyo opportunity ni ya nurse, lakini mimi naweza fanya kazi yote ya kuchukua mgonjwa, kubeba mtungi ya hewa. Yeye hataki mambo ya nurse. Hawa watu ni nurse tu, ni nurses tu peke yake.
I want to employ nurses peke yake, lakini I was talking to another guy. So ananiambia kuna hiyo chance ya caregivers but not through my agency. But what happens? Their process is a little bit different. So kuna certificate they file. I don't remember the name of that certificate. So what they do, it's like Jeremy, they have to prove to the immigration department that they have advertised for that job, for the nursing assistant job, and there is nobody who is ready to take that specific position. So they give you that certificate. Huwa inakuwa ni process mrefu sana. But I'm here to speak on this route about nurses. I don't want to lie to you. I want to give very accurate information. I like to talk about things I know of. So, hiyo nikianza kukuambia mambo ya nursing assistant, I'll be lying to you. I don't know that process. Like, I'm not familiar with it. The only thing I can tell you from A to Z, I can explain from A to Z is how to come to US as a nurse.
Awesome. So wala mnatafuta kazi ya care jobs, tafadhali hiyo saizi atuongelei, lakini kama kuna mtu akona more information about it, unaweza niambia, unaweza niandikia, uniambie, unaweza kuja utusaidie, utuambie kuna agency inaleta watu na hiyo mambo ya kazi ya care job. Now, another question here coming from somebody who is in actually United Kingdom. Anauliza sasa, lazima mtu akuwe ametoka Kenya ama you can apply from anywhere in this world?
You can apply from anywhere in this world. Unless uko Nigeria, unasomea Nigeria, they are not taking people from Nigeria. But I think you can apply anywhere in this world. So if you're in UK, the process is almost the same. So if you went to school in UK, they will have to verify your documents from UK, from the School of Nursing in UK. And then they will verify your nursing license in UK. So in UK, there are testing centers. Hiyo najua ziko huko. So you just have to go to the NCLEX testing center, and then of course you do your NCLEX, and then you start your process. So the process is usually the same. It's just different location, but it's the same thing. Document verification, you do your NCLEX, you go through your immigration, and then you get your papers to come here.
Kuna mtu anasema Marjorie Wanjiko wa Bernard ananiambia, I put my stepsister through nursing school at KMTC Nyeri in Kenya. She's now an RN in Kenya and I want to bring her here. This show has just aired at the right time. How long was the process? Hiyo maswali tumejibu. Thank you. And of course, if they can start right now, talk to Timothy. His number is right there, 346-603-0400. And that's a business number. You can actually text him and he'll guide you through the whole of this process. My good friend, Marjorie Wanjiko from Boston. Hi, if you have a question, you can also call. The studio's numbers are there, 205-905-6440. you can call, and when you call, simu yako ikiingia, you can just put *5 na nitakusikiza ukiuliza swali yako. Now, kuna mtu hii ni ya manases. Kama wewe si nas, tafadhali bwana Timothy hawezi kukusaidia. Lazima ukuwe nas ndio uweze kuapply kwa hii company. My friend Helen Macharia from Seattle, Washington, anasema what this guy is talking is the whole truth. Na anasema pia yako na mtu anajua amepitia hiyo Avant na sasa yuko kwa process ya kuja hapa Marekani. Thank you very much Sarah Wairimo Mwangi all the way from Canada. God bless you so much. Unasema hiyo show ni mzuri sana. Samuel from Oregon. Thank you very much. Asante Kari from St. Louis. Asante sana my good friend. I don't know ama umetoka upande wa Seattle ama bado uko St. Louis. Thank you. Unasema following na unapenda hii kazi sana. Na kuna mtu hapa anasema yeye anashindwa. Imagine anauliza mtoto wake amemaliza na C. Na C anasema mtoto wake alimaliza na C, grade C. Ni shule gani unaweza muadvise afanye nursing?
I think with a C, the last time I checked, C unaweza fanya nursing in Kenya. You can do nursing in Kenya with a C. But I think you have to have biology with one science on top of it. So either biology and chemistry or biology and physics.
Sasa kama hukufanya biology ama physics, you can't be a nurse.
In Kenya, but maybe in other countries you can explore, maybe Uganda, maybe you can explore other countries. But in Kenya, I think that's a requirement.
All right. So mwenye anauliza hiyo swali, thank you very much. Good day, anasema please give an accurate account because it is not a walk in the path. Anasema anajiita good ear. Anasema please give the accurate account because it is not a walk in the path. Anasema hiyo last year few Kenyans were brought in Europe as doctors but ended up as carriers and cleaners. Last year 3 Kenyans took their own lives because they could not cope. Now that is in UK. We are not talking about UK, we are talking about the US. And what we are saying is if you are coming here as a nurse, he Avant is a genuine agency yenye bwana Timothy anasema na inakuleta ukiwa nurse. So they evaluate you like ukiwa pale Kenya. Si ati unakuja hapa America ndio mnaanza kudiscuss ama uliqualify kuwa nurse. They have to verify your documents from Kenya that you are a nurse. And he said, before you come, you already have a job letter. So you know I'm going to work in this hospital. And what I know, I've been in America for some time now. I know America, hakuna hospitali inaweza kuambia imekupea kazi na haijakupea kazi. Lazima wanajua tumeverify huyu bwana anaweza fanya kazi kwa. So if they give you an offer letter, it means they have decided to hire you. Not unless ukikuja hapa ukuwe sasa ni mkora mwingine utakanyanga makubwa. Ama namna gani bwana Timo?
No, there is no joke about it. By the way, there is no unajua ile ukora. I know what he's talking about. You know, like once you are in Kenya, you have to be like careful. Kuna wakora ni wengi and all that. Not even Avant. Let's not even talk about Avant. There are other like 3 agencies. Kuna wenye wanaitwa MedPro, kuna wenye wanaitwa Ograde, OGP, Ograde Penton. So it's not only Avant. But mimi, I can't be here just giving like rice. Ni kitu nimepitia. I have passed through that process. I'm not talking about another person. I'm talking about me. Mimi, I have passed through that process. My friends, we went to the same school of nursing. They have passed through that process. So I don't think it's not something I'm trying. It's not like information I'm. Kitu nimegugu. And they are not paying me to say this. Like they don't even know where I am. After nilimaliza contract, of course I went on my own now to chat my own life in America. They don't pay me, but it's something I have experienced. That's how I came to America. So then if it's fake, then I don't know what to tell you if that's what you think. But that's a genuine process anyway. There's no two way about it. And then something else I will tell you. American Embassy, I might not know much, lakini American Embassy you can't twist their arm. Ati unajua, ati mtu akwambia agency wanakuambia sijui najua mtu huko ndani, sijui nitaongea na mtu huko ndani. Hiyo sahau. Hakuna ati unajua mtu. They follow the paper. They follow the facts.
Awesome. Thank you very very much. And of course kuna mtu mwingine hapa ananiuliza and na that's why tunasemanga uwezi toshelesha watu wote. Someone from Kenya anasema, Florence Moirori anasema, hey Jeremy, wewe utaenda mbali, my only prayer, do not be proud, always una remember mahali Mungu amekutoa na pahali umefika ni God's grace. Asante sana kwa mawaidha yako. Nashukuru sana. Haya, Lenny Onyango anasema, morning JD from 254. We are here as always. Blessings. Asante sana. Binta Major, is it only nursing courses that can take someone to America?
No, there are a lot of courses sana zinaweza kuleta America.
I mean, so Sabi Mogora Wanjiko anasema, and for the nurses, you have to be a registered nurse. Do you have to be a registered nurse?
Yes.
That's a good question.
Yes, you have to be a registered nurse from diploma and above. So in Kenya, there are two types of diplomas.
Mm-hmm.
There is one called Kenya Registered Community Health Nurse. And there is one called Kenya Registered Nurse, KRN. But the difference is usually very small. The difference is the RN, just the plain RN, hawafanyangi mambo kuhusu mother and baby. In Kenya, they call it maternity. Mambo ya maternity hawafanyi. They don't go deep into that part. But for Kenya Registered Community Health Nurse, we kind of dive deep into midwifery, what we call midwifery, like being a midwife and anything to do mother and baby or maternity. So that's the only difference. So the difference is usually like 6 months. For us, the Kenya Registered Community Health Nurse, we had to do 6 months extra. So it's like 3.5 years for the diploma. But for the Kenya Registered Nurse, they do 3 years. So you don't get to do the 6 months. So that's the difference.
Awesome. Stella Nikilote anasema, hi JD, loving your show. Asante. Binta Major, thank you very much. Kuliawawa Jiko anasema, salimia Timo, my friend from Kenya. We used to work with him at Kejabi Hospital. Anasema ulimuacha.
Nilimuacha, huyo ako Virginia na kudanganya. Hiyo si ni Virginia.
Oh, ako Virginia. Kuliawawa Jiko, hata yeye bado amekuja na hii mambo ya nurse.
The wife is a nurse.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So I think what we are telling people is the truth. So you guys, you know me talking the truth, telling you the right link za kuwasaidia. So if you have a friend, kindly talk to my good friend Timo. His number is right there, 3466030400. Hata nikikataa kupa namba yake jameni, nitajisaidia na nini? Mimi sio nurse. Lakini yeye ni nurse, amekuja America, hajakuja na green card yenye I always tell you about, hajakuja na visiting visa, amekuja na B3 visa yenye alipita na akafaulu na akafika hapa ni anafanya kazi. So there must be challenges in between the whole process, and of course after the whole process completes. Can you tell us more of the challenges that you normally face through that process?
First of all, through the process, the process is very intensive. Because the nursing in Kenya, you hear, umesikia ukisema vile wa mama sijui wanatusiwa huko kwa maternity and all that. You can't do such things here. So the nursing in Kenya and the nursing in America is they are two worlds apart. So you have to unlearn. Unlearning is not easy. You have to unlearn a lot of things from Kenya. Also, the process of the exams and the test and the training they take you through, it has timelines. So in between, you'll find yourself, sometimes you are working, sometimes you have to study as you work, you have to be reading, you have to be submitting your assignment. There's this and that document that's needed. This document was not accepted. You need to go back and maybe resend the document. Such things. But for this process, you have to be very persistent. You have to be very determined. Otherwise, kama wewe ni wa kusukumwa na mzazi kuambiwa kuna njia hapa ya kwenda America, it might not work for you. It's a very intense process. It's a very like ni mahali lazima ujitume, in simple words. The process it's very tiring. And you go to India, you pass your exam and you think the process is over. Kumbe ndio inaanza sasa, the migration process again. They want this and that document submitted on time. They want this assignment submitted on time. So like beating timelines is usually a challenge, especially when you are working and hustling in Kenya.
Wow.
But when you know what you are looking for, then you keep pushing. So what I tell people, going to another person's country, see, it's not like sio kwenda Githurai, sio kutoka Nairobi uende Githurai. It's a whole different thing. So you have to be taught how they do things and how to do things differently. So you have to bear the pain, if you call it pain. But if you look at the reward, then you just go through it.
Wow. Thank you Bwana Timo, hatuwezi kukushukuru zaidi ya hapo. Thank you. Mary Mungai anasema awesome, this is very educative and eye opening. Thank you JD. Asante. Emily Wangoi Mwangi, known 3 nurses who came last year, hosted one's 8-year daughter for 2 months when she went for orientation in Florida. Anasema najua kuna nurse amekuja jia hiyo. James Naomi, good morning JD, watching from Kiambu. Asante. Anke Romba, Avant is legit. My friend from high school who was a nurse in Kenya came to US through them as a group of 4 nurses. Haya, thank you. Ruto anasema welcome back Jeremy, thank you very much. Mary Mungai anasema question. Hayo nilikuwa nimekuuliza. Thank you. Thank you Timothy for your time and being generous with the information. Asante. Senior Stella Jelimo anasema great information. Do they need any experience to apply for the job? And I think I asked you that question before we started this program. I don't know whether you answered me. Is an experience an issue?
Yes. They want you to have an experience of at least 1.5 years. 1.5 years to at least above 2 years is good. So at least 2 years. Most of the agents, they want 2 years. So what I tell people, Jeremy, once you are done with the school of nursing, instead of waiting, and that's how I advise young nurses, instead of having to wait until 2 years beyond the process, you can be opening the account with those people called CGFNS. Documents zako zikuwe zinakuwa verified, but once you reach me through the number, I can explain more. You can get to open the account with those people called CGFNS, the one who verify the documents, at least once the process. So by the time you get the 2 years experience, you will already be a step ahead. But anyway, they want 2 years experience just to answer her question. And,
awesome.
Let me add something there. On top of the 2 years experience, they prefer to be working in a hospital that has the above 250 beds capacity. So if you're working in like a small health center, if you're working in a clinic or something, let me talk in Kiswahili here. Kama unafanya mahali kwa health center ama kwa clinic kadogo, tafuta hospitali kubwa. Either mahali ulitrainia, of course MTC is in a big hospital. Kama ulitrainia Kenyatta, kama ulitrainia MTRH, whatever you went to the MTC, tafuta barua hapo at least ya HR kuonesha unafanya job hapo. At least mahali kuna bed capacity above 250 beds. Hiyo ndio wanahitaji. Wacha hapo niongee kwa Kiswahili.
Lakini seriously speaking, Kenya na mimi nasikiaga mtu anamaliza tu hiyo shule ya nursing anakosa kazi kabisa. Anakosa kazi kabisa, anakaa tu hapo. There is a friend of mine who is asking about the clinicians. Clinician ni akina nani by the way?
Those are clinical officers.
Clinical officers. Sasa hao hawezi kubaliwa kukuja hapa. Hao si wanasaidia kwa surgical rooms ama wanasaidianga wapi?
No, clinical officer, Jeremy, is that's a medical diploma. That was something that was invented in East Africa. I think it was in 1989. So wamefanya diploma in medicine just to cover the shortage of the doctors, but that license is not really accepted outside East Africa. You cannot practice outside East Africa. iko tu recognized hapo Tanzania, Uganda and Kenya. So I have my friends who have clinical officers when wameoa nurses. Once they come to US, most of them they just transition and go back to school of nursing and start from zero. Yeah.
Hey, kama ni clinical officer sasa rudi, kama unataka kujia kazi ya nurse my friend, and rudi shule ufanye nursing. At least itakusaidia sana kama utakuja hapa. Otherwise, thank you very much. Parting shot yako my friend. Na nishukuru sana wale watu wote tumekuwa nao hapa. Thank you very much for watching us. If you guys this information have been very helpful to you, when shout out. Andika jina yako hapo. Write your name there. I'll shout out to you as we come to the end of this program. I say I have like 11 minutes before we wind this program, and I say this every evening I'll be bringing this kind of programs at this hour so that at least we can have we can inform each other. Wanasemanga information is power. Thank you very much. Good year. Thank you very, very much. Asante sana. Elizabeth Wangoi, thank you. Mushira Kiruri, thank you again. Majira Wanjiko, thank you. My friend Ales ukiwa Saudi Arabia, thank you. Peter Keguru, asante sana. Mary Kagwade, you are saying welcome you all. God grace, we are back. Asante sana from Texas. Thank you. My good friend Lucy Washori, unasema hello Jeremy Damaris, welcome back. God is good. Asante. Elizabeth Wangoi, thank you from Boston. No, Gemi, thanks you very much. John Joroge, asante. Maggie, unasema thank you very much. James Washira, can see you there. Thank you very much. Molena Calvin Shege, thank you very much. Na Shege from Muranga, thank you very much, my friend. James Shege, asante. GV Extreme, thank you very, very much for being with us. Asante sana. Lucy, God bless you so much. And my friend Gertrude Priscilla, thank you very much. John N, asante sana. Aris, thank you very, very much. God bless you so much. Nyinyi wote ambao mko Kenya Diaspora YouTube page, thank you. God bless you. Grace Njoguna unasema Timothy Njenga Njoguna Nas Kenya anasema thank you very, 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 very much. Nikiangalia pande hii nyingine naona mtu mwingine anaitwa namna gani. I go to Facebook right now. Facebook naona Angeli Kush anasema information legit kabisa. Timothy Kiranga from Wairegi, asante sana, huyo ni mtu anakujua kabisa. Faithful Washira, good morning guys, what about assistant nurses, do they employ? Lensi Jishiro, asante. Godfrey, thank you. Stephen Gary, asante from Guru Nanak. Thank you. God bless you all the way from Guru Nanak. Nikienda kwenye Jeremy Damaris channel. I know we are live there again. Naona Mary Mungai, thank you. Nasema thank you Timothy for your time. Asante. Senior Stella Jerimo, great information. Thank you very much Mary Mungai. Emery Wangoi, thank you very much. James Naomi and Kirumba. Ruto, asante. Mary Mungai, thank you very much. Julius Kabela, Lizzie Mwangi, thank you very much. Asante sana. Sarah Irara, thank you. Jane Kineti, Eric Irongo, thank you very much. Brian Dege, asante. Liz Mwangi, thank you very much. Lawrence Muremi, asante. Catherine Geshia, thank you. Nancy Kamodo, thank you. Jane Nyambura Bayo, Geide Kamuno, asante. Lilian Nyambura, Lilian Bayo, thank you very much. Ukiwa Chicago, thank you very, very much. Asante sana. Deep State unasema good guys, this is awesome. On the other side nikaona Mike Ngoge pia yako pamoja nasi. Karanja Samuel, asante sana. Sasa sijui kama mtoto wako ulikuwa unataka akue mwanajeshi, sasa sijui kama unataka akue nurse. Haya, now sijui how long have you been practicing nursing work here in America sasa?
America has been 5 years now.
5 years now.
Yeah.
I see so many people here in America wanajaribu kudiscuss should I become a nurse, naweza fanya nurse, na kuna nasikia kuna nurse ya watoto, kuna nurse ya adult, sijui kama mna classify namna gani. But now overall, how would you say that career in this country of United States of America, people who have the opportunity to go to school here, take nursing courses or careers, I mean, what is your advice about this?
So first of all, the only difference between Kenya and here, here the profession is inapewa heshima yake. It's a bit respected here compared to back home. And of course the compensation is not that bad. Nurses are one of the most best paid people, like wako wanalipwa vizuri hapa. You get more cash as a nurse compared to other jobs. Also, you get very flexible working hours. Like for me, I work 3 days a week. So I work from Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then for the rest of the week, you can do your own things. And then, of course, the career-wise, you can develop yourself. You can turn yourself into anything you want. You can be a nurse anesthetist. You can be something they call nurse practitioner. Hiyo ni kama daktari. Like you see patient, like you review patient like a normal doctor. You work at a doctor, but you review patients and prescribe medication and all that. So there is so much to do with your nursing degree. You can do so much with it here compared to home.
Wow. Asante sana, nashukuru sana. Sasa parting shot kwako. As we wind up, and of course tell them where they can get you, TikTok, Facebook, I mean WhatsApp, mambo kama hayo.
So my WhatsApp number is 407 399 1854.
So hii nimeweka hapa, hawezi kupata nayo.
Anaweza nipata nayo, but that's my business phone. So saa zingine I don't pay much like I don't pay much attention. Hii ndio niko nayo like most of the time, the personal number. But this business phone sometime unless I'm doing like transaction with it. But anyway, wanaweza nipata anywhere. Even that one has WhatsApp.
Oh, this one also has a WhatsApp because ndio nimeweka all along tukiwa kwa hii program.
Yeah,
I think since we have done this program and I know they will try to reach out to you, you can always keep checking because I know they will try to get to you. Watajaribu kukutafuta na hii number, so it's good to also be available on this number. Wasiniambia hawakupati.
Hapana, watanipata. That's my business number. I'll be getting it.
Thank you. Lakini sasa tutahamisha nurses wengi sana from Kenya. I mean, wagonjwa wetu watakuwa wakitindua na nani, my friend? What should we improve back home? Ndio nurses wetu wasihame.
Unajua Machakos country basi inatoshea, sababu zingine zinaondoka, zingine zinakuja. So there is hawakutawahi kuwa na a gap. There are always like beautiful ones are always been born. So it's a cycle. Watu wakikuja, the more will be produced in school. But anyway, that said, we need to improve the compensation, of course. Venye mnalipa nurses, they need to improve and work on that. Also, they need to be very like flexible with what you can do with your nursing education, in terms of how you can progress your nursing course. In Kenya, apart from very few like dialysis nurse, what else? A nurse anesthetist, maybe like critical care nurses. There's no much to do with your profession. You just be like going around and around there. So I think we need to improve we need to improve how much we can do with the papers, and then we need, of course, the money. Like improve on the money, motivate people.
Kabisa. Thank you very much. Gadu Godfrey, asante sana. Stephen Ngare, thank you from Guru Nanak. Thank you, Joseph Mwangi. Following you, Jeremy Damaris, thank you for enlightening us, and may our God add more to you. Beatrice Wambogo, thank you. You're doing a very good, Jeremy. God bless you. Joseph Mwangi, asante sana. Nikishinda nikiwatambua sitamaliza show yangu. So let me come to the end of this show. Na niseme asante sana, Timothy. God bless you for coming and giving us this information without expecting any pay. May God bless you and expand your territories na kuzidishia zaidi. Si ndio hiyo? And by the way, niulize, Kenya nurses wanaretire wakiwa na miaka ngapi?
I think it's 60, just more like a civil servant too, but 60 I think.
60. Na hapa kuna watu wana graduate na 60 wanaanza career ya nursing.
Wanaanza career ya nursing. I was training somebody who is 57 years, so wanaanza hata wakiwa pote. So
kama ulikuwa nurse pale Kenya ukaretire, kuja hapa kuanzia 60 utaingia kazi, watakutapatia kazi na utachapa kazi kama nurse. Thank you very much, Grace Njogona. Asante. Nauliza do you take CNA from Kenya? Hapana. Hiyo ni mimi nitajibu hapana. Hatuchukui CNA, only nurses. Thank you, brother. Have a good day. Asante.
Jeremy, before I go.
Yes.
That Timothy Kiranga is my forever Facebook. It's my Facebook name, Timothy Kiranga. And on TikTok, I'm Tim K Bazoo _ Bazoo. Team K _Bazu watanipata hapa.
Asante sana brother. I'm hoping now the next time I'm hosting you utakuwa ukiniambia kuna nurses kama 20 ama 30 wamesaidika kwa hii program, because that's our motive, that's our intention. So please guys, kama uko na nurse yenu ama your sister kwa mahali ni nurse ako na mahitaji sana ya kukuja America, I think what he just said, if you qualify all those areas, you are eligible, you and your family, to come over na wewe ukuje uvune uchune pesa mahali tunachuna, si ndio hiyo? Kwa sababu huku wanasema tunazichuna sana na wanasema dola iko juu. Well, I can see you. Nikiangalia picha yako ukiwa Kenya ulikuwa umechapa sana. Saa hizi at least those 5 years my friend. Wewe unakaa Sonko.
Asante sana, ni Mungu.
So hiyo pesa ulikuwa unatengeneza mwezi mmoja, unatengeneza na how many hours?
1 hour. Maybe 45 minutes. Sio 1 hour. It's not 1 full hour.
Ati?
It's not full 1 hour. Ni maybe 45 minutes.
Jameni, nyinyi ndio tulileta America. Asante sana brother. Have a good day. God bless you. Nakupenda sana for giving us information. Thank you. Have a good day brother. Good night rather.
Bye bye.
Thank you very very much. That's Timothy right there. And I mean, sasa kama hiyo information wewe haiwezi kukusaidia my friend, si utumie rafiki yako. I'm so excited, and this is what I'm looking for. If you are here in the US, you know what you can advise our people, young generation. Kuna watoto wanamaliza high school, hawajui mahali wataenda, hawajui the paying careers, hawajui. Nyinyi ambao mko na hizo career mumenyamaza, mumekaa huko, hamtaki kutusaidia, hamtaki kuelezea watu. This is a platform. Talk to me. Niandikia 205-720-4397. Tell me, Jeremy, I want to come to your show. I want to enlighten my people kuhusu hii na hivi na hivi. And I will sacrifice myself just for you. 1 whole hour doing this show and trying to educate our people. Wenye wako US, wenye wako UK, wenye wako Kenya. Hata nyi mko UK. If you know a very genuine route that is taking people to the UK, let me know. If you are in Canada, you know a very good route inapeleka watu huko wakatafute kazi. I've seen President Ruto is trying to kutuma watu wakafanya kazi nje ndio walete pesa nyumbani. It's a good idea, but Kibaki wanted people to go back home na wafanye kazi nyumbani. So I don't know which one works. Ni sisi kukuja hapa tutafute pesa turudishe nyumbani, ama ni sisi tuhame turudi nyumbani tukatengeneze pesa? I don't know. But me personally, for now, I'll say if you have an opportunity, you have an opening somewhere, let's help each other. Si lazima uitisha. Umeitisha nani pesa leo kukuambia kama wewe ni nasi upitie hiyo njia? Haven't. You talk to Bwana Timothy, go to that number, call him, he'll give you. Na yeye hakulipishi, akikulipisha unipigie simu, uniambie amekuitisha pesa. Nitamkuta. Because it's atulipishi. We are just educating and helping our people. Anyway, thank you. God bless you so much. Mimi nawapenda sana na kiangalia masaa yangu naona ni almost 10. And of course, that's the time I finish my show. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. Tuonane kesho. Tomorrow, I'll still be having something good for you. And kwa hivyo, God bless you so much. Wacha mimi ni kuache na hii wimbo yetu ya shosho. Sindio? Siniwambia shosho lazima tumuchezeshe kabisa hapa. Yeah. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Same time, same station. Jeremy Damaris.
Shosho wa magegania Katara iradhimo wakora weke mwe Soso mwega Soso wa magegania Mwega yonogi mataiga iriake Soso mwega wake adhimo Katara iradhimo wakora weke mwe Soso mwega Soso wa magegania Mwega yonogi mataiga iriake Soso mwega wake adhimo Ona ingiurio dhure ringi no wengi dhura Ketokerio njara inesia soso wito Tondo tidero oyo ni wa mwanya Keno gyake no tagi keno kiangai Katara iradhimo wakora weke mwe Susu witu mwega, susu wa magegania. Mwene unogi mataigai yake. Susu witu susu mwega wa kiadimo. Etana iradimo, wakamwe kimwe. Susu witu mwega, susu wa magegania. Mwene unogi mataigai yake. Susu witu susu mwega wa kiadimo.
Soso mwega, soso wito, kaya gotoria matuko maige tuonage. Soso ne pwetete, oi soso.
Utumi yoyo wanjari maito, nikio kia mwanya itangigere kania. Goro yake hanata goro ya gai, eyore tuaniwe ndona gikeno kingi.
Soso wito.
Iradimo uyu akoragwe kimwe.
Susu mwega,
susu witu mwega, susu wa magegania. Mwene unogi mataigai yake.
Susu mwega,
susu witu susu mwega wa kiadimo. Iradimo uyu akoragwe kimwe.
Susu mwega,
susu witu mwega, susu wa magegania. Mwene unogi mataigai yake. Susu witu susu mwega wa kiadimo. Susu witu mwega, susu wa kiadimo.
apoyo gima mwega wa mwere.
Susu witu mwega, susu wa kiadimo.
Susu ngonage.
Susu witu mwega, susu wa kiadimo.
Soso mwega ni kwendete.
Susu witu mwega, susu wa kiadimo.
Ni wajarire maito.
Susu witu mwega, susu wa kiadimo.
Soso, soso.
Susu witu mwega, susu wa kiadimo.
Soso ni kwendete.
Susu witu mwega, susu wa kiadimo.
Nkaya roguturia.
Susu witu mwega, susu wa kiadimo.
Soso.